Yo, what's up, Ariel? Thanks for coming in. How'd your nap go? Let's go. Howdy, Chris. Hope all's good. Thanks, Doug. Hope you're doing well too. Went well, thank you. Outstanding. Are you on the private lake again? Yeah, I am. Yep, it's just too good to pass up. There's a lot of good bass in here. I didn't catch them yesterday, but they're in here. It's not too windy today, but tomorrow's supposed to be like a wind gust upwards like 50, 70 miles an hour tomorrow night. A big storm coming in. Nope, I just got out here like 3 minutes ago. I started fishing, so hopefully we have the same luck we had yesterday with a few big bass mixed into it. Caught like 11, 12 yesterday, but they were all small. Relatively small anyway. It's like a bunch of spiders got in here last night. I'm in Illinois right now. I bounce back and forth between Illinois and Missouri. So some days I'll be in Missouri catching trout or smallmouth bass, and sometimes I'll be in Illinois catching largemouth. It's a matter of time of year and day. I'm buzzing at the thought of Saturday fishing season starts. You got a particular day that all of fishing starts? I know, like trout, there's certain days that the season starts here in Missouri. I will say, if the feed drops out, my phone probably overheated, but 16 trout starts, okay. Can't wait to wet a line. Heck yeah, man. What you usually catch the trout on? I might do some more trout fishing Sunday. It's gonna be a lot cooler on Sunday. I may try to see if there's any trout left over at one of the city parks. We'll see. Today we're focusing on largemouth bass. Like I said, tomorrow I thought about fishing, but it's gonna be like crazy windy tomorrow, like extremely windy. Sustained winds like 20, 30, and then wind gusts upwards of 50 plus miles an hour. So I don't know, I'm not sure what that is in kilometers, but I think Category 1 hurricane wind is like 74 miles an hour or something. Possible tornadoes, heavy rain. It's going to be a gnarly storm tomorrow night. I wanted to come out here and fish because that's their big front coming in. They'd probably be really turned on to bite. tomorrow, but it's gonna be so windy out here. Screen went dark. Let's see here. Flies, man. It's the only way. I've proved this many times. What's up, Rude? Thanks for coming in. Yes, I need to probably repurchase. I bought a fly rod. What year is it? Like 6-7 years ago, I had a fly rod. 7 years ago, I bought a fly rod, and I was catching some fish on it. I bought some flies, and I sold it. But one day I may buy another fly rod. Just gotta do some more research on it. I know there's like different weights and stuff. I think a 5 weight is supposed to be good for bass, for bigger fish. I think so anyway. Then with fly rods or fly reels, you got what, the backing, the fly line, then the leader. I know some guys do that with their bass rods or their bass spinning reels. They put a little cheap monofilament backing on there, and then they put their braid on and their fluorocarbon leader. I never done that personally, but I just use straight braid and then put some fluorocarbon on for my leader. Let's see what you guys are saying. How you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Never sell a rod. I've still got every rod, even my very first. One day. Yeah, I mean, ideally, I like to have a good fly rod, a good all-around fly rod. Like to have a bigger setup, you know, for like muskie and maybe bigger saltwater fish. Have a good setup, a good spinning setup for that, along with my 3 or 4, 5 bass rods and reels. This kayak has 3 rod holders in it, this model, so I could probably bring 4 rods with me. I could have 3 in the holders. Well, I'd say 3 rods, because really this one right here, the rod's kind of in the way they have it angled. Some people don't have any fishing etiquette. This guy put his kayak in after me, and he just went around me and got in front of me to fish the wind. That's okay. That's all right. Let's check the comments before I turn my paddle around. Do you have a lot of wind today? Not today. The wind is probably perfect. It's blowing just fast enough to push me, so I'm not sitting still the whole time. Better get to a line that has an integrated head, no knots. Okay. I fished 10-foot 5-weight for trout and 12-foot switch rod for salmon. Okay. Weight good for bass, or is that a higher weight, like 8 or something? Like I said, it's gonna be super windy tomorrow. I always try to come fishing, but if it's lightning outside, or there's a tornado warning, or it's just crazy windy, I'm not gonna be able to fish. There's one. Fish on. Come here. Get on up here. Alright, that's actually probably better than when I caught yesterday. A whole darn day. Let's go try to get it out without the pliers. Little butterball. Little butterball to start the day. See ya. Do you have any tips on bait? Oh, okay. I can't tell 3 times out of bass. Yes, okay. The bass, I would say 9 foot 7 to 8 weight. Okay, you can bully them in then. Nice. All right. If you're still in there, let me talk about my bait caster real quick and how to set it. So right here on this knob by your handle, this is a spool tension knob. So what you want to do is tighten it all the way down. I would put a relatively heavy bait on, like a 3/8 ounce or a 1/2 ounce spinner bait or a lipless crankbait or something. That way you got a little bit of weight on there. And go ahead and tighten it all the way down, and then run your lure up to the top of your rod, to the very top of your rod, and go in and hit your button to release, the spool. And then after you do that, the lure should not move at all because your tension knob's all the way tight. And then just keep, one click at a time, just keep backing it off. And eventually that lure will slowly fall, and so it falls to the ground. It kind of, you may backlash slightly, just click it one more tight, and then they may not move at first, and you kind of shake it, and it'll slowly start falling down. You get it to that point, you got your spool tension set well. On the other side, on your brakes, just set it on like a 5 or something, and then you should be able to cast out a backlash most of the time anyway. So maybe I'll do a video on that later on, so you can come back and watch it. But should I use lightweights, lures on spinning reels? Yeah, if you're gonna use a spinning reel, you can get I mean, I know guys who use spinning reels for everything. So, I mean, just pretty much match your line and match your rod with the lure and where you're gonna fish at. You know, if you're gonna throw a heavier lure, you wanna have like a medium heavy action spinning rod, or a good, you know, medium spinning rod would probably work pretty well too. But, you know, if you're gonna be fishing through lily pads and a bunch of snags and stuff, you know, go ahead and up your line weight too, maybe to 12, 14 pounds. But yeah, I mean for me, if I use a spinning reel, it's because my my lure's super lightweight. My bait caster won't be able to throw it out easily. Flashing. So that's what most guys use a spinning reel for, is for like finesse stuff. You know, like 1/8 ounce, 1/16 of an ounce weights or whatever. That's what I use on my Hellgrammite setup. For the river, I use a 1/16 ounce jig head to pair up with my Hellgrammite on my spinning reel. Like I said, I can probably make a short video on how to set up your baitcaster. I just bought a new baitcaster today, so maybe I'll do a video showing how I line it up and the rods that I use and everything else, and how to set the baitcaster so it won't backlash. Let me get up here a little bit. Will I still get a backlash if I set up a baitcaster how you told me? If you got a, you know, like I said, if you got a pretty heavy lure on there, like a 3/8 ounce or 1/2 ounce, you know, like a spinner bait or something, then you can have your spool tension, you know, a touch tighter, because the weight of the lure will help to pull a line off and get the cast out there. You only run into a backlash when you're throwing a little bit lighter lures. And then you got to back off the, you know, the spool tension to get the spool to move fast enough to get it out there. But then, I mean, also too, like I always keep my thumb, you know, right above where the line's at, you know, to where I can almost feel the line touching my thumb. Oh man, that bass grabbed it right there. So, I mean, I would say, you know, just stick your thumb on the spool right before it hits the water, you know, to really make sure it doesn't backlash. But if you set it up how I said, it's not going to backlash much, if at all. If you do, just pull it out a couple of pulls and you're back at it. But I got my spool tension now pretty loose. I just keep my thumb, you know, almost, you know, I keep my thumb to where it's, you know, I can feel the line moving across it. Let me make it, like right now, like I just keep my thumb, you know, just barely touching it when I cast. But I got my spool tension now pretty loose. But I can go ahead and make a cast like I was telling you about. So I'll show you. So I'm gonna tighten it all the way down up here, this knob, right? And so like it's not even moving right now. It's clicked down, but it's not moving. So I'm gonna click it back until right as it starts to come down. And this is like I said, a 1/5 of an ounce weight. So there it goes. Okay. So I've got it set now. And the lure is going to start falling. You see my line, and the lure's on the water. Then back it off one more time. Get to go a little bit faster for you. If you can see this, the lure just hit the water and just stop. No backlash. I mean, there's a very minuscule, you know, backlash on there. Not even, can't even tell. So if I can kind of show you the lure falling if you want. See how the lure just kind of slowly, I don't know if you guys can see that knot. Lure's just slowly falling, so it's just enough. It's just enough, you know, backed off the spool tension for it to move down the rod, down from the rod real slow. And when it hits the water, it doesn't backlash at all. So long as you set it up how, you know, if you can tell what I was saying, it should be perfectly fine with no backlash. But like I said, I can make another video. Maybe tomorrow I can make a video or something about how to set up your bait caster. Once you got it dialed in, it's super easy. Later on, you know, once you get better, you know, with using your thumb to stop the spool, you can throw lighter lures and stuff. But I'd say it's best to stick with a 1/2 ounce, 3/8 of an ounce. That's about the right size. Got a spider on my ear. All right, let's go ahead and go up a little bit closer, I guess. Thanks everyone for coming in. Go ahead and tap that screen for me. Motor up in here a little bit closer. We'll bypass this area since the other guy's fishing over here. And we're gonna fish down to their bank, but we won't go actually go up in here or nothing. We'll fish it later after he's done for the day. You guys got any more questions? fish for sure. Let's see if we'll come back for it. Some of the smaller bass, just grab the tail or something. A net? No. Oh, a big carp probably. Have any luck?
Huh?
Have any luck? Catch anything? Oh, nice. A couple. Yeah. Can't darn see what's happening. Oh, hey, Brandon Hughes, new to the channel here. Well, welcome in. Thanks for tuning in. We're out here bass fishing. 9 times out of 10, we're going to be in my I'll be in my kayak bass fishing, whether it be a largemouth bass or smallmouth bass. Sometimes I'll go down to the Panhandle in Florida and I'll catch shoal bass and swanee bass, a couple other smaller species of the bass family or whatever. But sometimes, like in the wintertime, I'll bank fish for trout, or we're in the city, or I'll fish for whatever bites. Some other times I'm hanging out with my family or something, depending on where I'm at. Most of the time I target largemouth bass. There's some dandies in this lake, so 5-6 pounders. Hopefully we'll catch one today. I'll show you what I'm using if you guys want to know. This is what I was catching them on yesterday, just a little 5-inch paddle tail swim bait. This is a 1/5 ounce jig head on here, and just casting it out there and running it into the lily pad stems. I subbed. Thanks, Hannah Dowell. Thanks for coming in. How was the fishing today? Well, so far I've caught a couple so far. So yesterday I caught 11 or 12, but they were all pretty small. I'm only a kayak fisherman, so I'm subbing to you. Well, thank you. No, this is a Z-Man, a diesel minnow. So Z-Man, I mostly use the Z-Man products because made out of Elastex, so they're super duper durable. You can stretch it. Yeah, you can, as long as you don't lose your bait, you can catch 50, 60, 100 fish on one bait, and they just don't tear up very easily. So yeah, I haven't tried Crush City yet. You know, they're a newer company. I think Rapala owns them. I think it's the same company, same umbrella as Rapala, Hard Baits, Crush City, Suffix Line. They're all the same entity. But yeah, can't go wrong with the paddle tail swim bait this time of year. It's probably my favorite bait to throw, the old paddle tail. I get bigger ones too, but the way this one's rigged up, you know, having the hook on top like that. My other one was a lot bigger I was using recently, but I had a big old treble hook that hung down on the belly, so I was grabbing and hold all the lily pads constantly. So this one's a lot more slender, and it's got the hook on top, so it comes to the lily pads a heck of a lot better. What's a good day you're having, it sounds like? That's not too bad. It's like 75, 76 degrees today. Sunny, light breeze. So, I mean, it's a good day for sure. Just need to catch a couple more fish, huh? A couple more largemouths. I know I keep talking about there's 5 and 6 pounders in here. A couple of lives ago, I caught one right around 5 pounds. There's carp here, but I can smell them. There's a lot of big old shad in this water too. I caught some big fat bass out here, and I've seen some shad hanging out of their mouths, or out of their throats anyway. The shad fins. Yeah, most of the time, if I'm fishing, I'm throwing a paddle tail swim bait, you know, to match the shad. Or if I'm working on the bottom, I like to throw any kind of crawfish imitation. Nico baits, they make a real good craw imitation. Actually, I got some in my box I can show you. But anything that looks like a crawdad is good. Whether it be on the back of a jig or just a Texas rigged craw imitation. Now, if I fish the river, I like to use a hellgrammite. I like to throw a hellgrammite out there and use that. I also come from Nico, which is like a Japanese company, and they use the same kind of like, you know, stretchy, durable material too. So some of their stuff's not cheap, but it lasts a long time if you don't lose it. So every once in a while, I'll throw a topwater frog. So that's fun. I was catching snakeheads on a topwater frog in Florida. I had a couple I got one live stream, a couple live streams on here on my channel that showcases me catching snakehead on a topwater frog, which is pretty cool. I had a big old one, a big old tank. I got it all the way up to the side of the kayak and it broke my line. You know, but they fight hard and they got teeth in their mouth, so I didn't want to grab them by the mouth like I do a bass. You gotta have either a pair of pliers or a net or something, or a grabber or something. They got some fangs on them. But speaking of teeth though, sometime this month or next month, early next month, I'm gonna try to go fish for muskie. You know what a muskie is? You know, those things get like, you know, 4 foot long and or bigger than that sometimes. You know, a lot of times they get bigger than that, like 50 something inches muskie, and they got big old teeth in their mouths too, and they're ferocious. But then again, they also call them the fish of a 10,000 cast, so they're not super easy to catch. But is it as good as yesterday? It's pretty good. I don't use live bait, no. I've been told that to go water frogs and popper don't work. Tiger muskie is so pretty. Yes, they are. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the time of year and lake you're fishing and all that, you know. But topwater is usually a good time to throw that. It was when the water's a bit warmer than it is right now. And like early morning and early evening is a good time to throw a topwater, whether it be a buzzbait or a frog, whopper plopper, or like a Zara spook. You have to walk the dog side to side. But I've used topwater frogs for different species, different times of day, and with pretty good results. So, and it's fun to watch them blow up on it. So that's the best part, is watching them blow up on it. Matter of fact, if I'm still on here later on today, I may put a topwater frog on just to see what happens. Even just get one bite on it, it'd be worth it. I also would say, don't be afraid to, do something outside the box, outside of the norm. I mean, throw a topwater frog in the middle of the day or something in the afternoon. Upgrade your bait a little bit bigger. And there's like base parameters, like you kind of go off of, time of year, water clarity, water temperature, on what, forage, all kinds of variables to tell you what to throw. But if everybody goes off, everyone goes off those parameters, off those, that everybody's doing the same thing, and the bass have seen all the same stuff. I was looking at some crazy looking Japanese baits last night that people are buying up and trying out. One was this looked like a ball but had like silicone spikes on it. People are buying those up. A lot of innovative, crazy stuff comes out of Japan's fishing market. Oh, that was definitely a bite. Huh. They're short striking today. Yeah, they're just not getting in their mouths. They must be smaller bass. This bait will catch, the whole line of size bass, from like ½ pound up to 5 pounds or bigger. That's why it's such a good bait. It's small enough to catch, the smaller bass, and it's big enough to catch the bigger bass. I don't know what these bass are doing. Let's see here. Let's get back out there. I bet it'll bite again. Check the comments here. What time do I quit at? It just depends on the day, the weather, if the fish are biting or not, if I got something else to do. Usually I fish, 2.5 to 4 hours every day or something, so it just depends. Depends on how fast the wind pushes me around, how fast I can fish the whole lake. Oh, the biggest one today was probably maybe 1.25 pounds or something, not very big. But I could change it with the next cast. In the summertime, last summer I was on the river fishing for smallmouth for upwards of 14 hours. Some days, oh, there's one. Oh, that one's gonna be a big one. It might be the same one as the first one, same size. Alrighty. This one's a little more pale. Get a good look at her, or him, or splashing me. Fish on, yes sir. Alright, let's get back out there. First I'll put some more, always keep a little chapstick of shad scent on here. I forgot the company name, but they make chapstick like, you know, lure scent. They have like a couple scents, shad and crawdad. That's pretty much all you need anyway, but there's other companies that make the chapstick like scent, and they have all kinds of different lure scents, from like frog to trout to what have you. Also right here too, the entrance to this canal is caught some pretty nice bass through here. Oh, I think I caught that dock. Alright, this thing gonna pop off probably. I'm actually trying to sit off this this little point here. It looks like there's some shad busting over here. Let's get this lure off first, and then we'll fish over here by these shad. Alright, there it is right there. Sometimes you can just reel down to the bait and just kind of poke it. You gotta be careful with doing that. You're gonna break your rod tip. I think that was one. It's like they're grabbing a hold of it weird. The wind's starting to pick up now, which I don't mind. I like a little wind. I like a little chop on the water. Get a little more confidence. I caught a lot of nice bass in the wind. A little chop on the water. Let's check this chat before I push off. Are you on a lake or river? Today I'm on a lake. This is a small private lake my buddy lives on. I haven't seen that popping trick before. Oh, hit me with the line. Yeah, a lot of guys do that. I mean, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work too often. I think it works if your bait's the hook's not buried into the log or something. I think popping like that, put slack on the lure, it may let it come free. But it's worth a shot. You want to try that, or you know, sometimes it comes off. Sometimes you got to go after the snag. like I said before, I mean, tomorrow, I try to fish every day, but tomorrow we'll have to see what it's like. Because it's supposed to be like extremely windy tomorrow. Like fear for your life windy. Talking like 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds at times. So they're forecasting, but you know how that goes. Thanks everyone for coming in today. Make sure you double tap that screen for me. See if we can't catch another fish. Watch out for the tree branches sometimes. I got a spare rod in here. It's back from the rod holder. I gotta remember I got a rod back there. So if I go underneath these tree branches, doesn't doesn't grab the rod. We're going to push back down this canal with the wind, let it push us in here and go back to this pipe like we were at yesterday. And I mean, and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Maybe I'll go through the pipe today. Well, maybe a different day when I have my rain jacket or something with me, or something with the hood on it, because you'll see down there when we get down there. I'll show you the pipe that separates two sides of the lake. A lot of spiders in there, a lot of webs and stuff. So if I go through it, I like to have a hood on, so nothing goes down my neck and down my shirt. Anyway, thanks for coming in today, everyone. Tuning in, watching this feller fish. Yeah, if it wasn't for the wind tomorrow, I'd definitely come out and fish, because there's a big front coming in tomorrow night. And man, when a front comes in like that, those fish can sense it, and they sure do feed up. They try to, anyway. They turn on and want to hammer your bait. And right before it rains, or right as the front's coming in, I think they can sense the pressure is dropping, so they know it's time to go after some forage before they got to hunker down. Whatever the primal instinct that they have. Alright, I gotta stand up for a second. I think my kill switch out. Maybe not stuck. There we go. I gotta stand up and get this snag. Oh, never mind. He came right out. That was good. That was good. Let's fish around these tree branches now. Little dove. Spider web on me now. I thought there'd be a big one hanging in these trees. Right next to this dock. My rudder done caught a tree branch over here. That's my kill switch in case I fall out. There goes my pack. Alright. Getting closer to this pipe back here. Tends to be one bass sitting back here by this pipe, usually anyway. See what happens today. And make sure all the gunk's off your swim bait, or it's not going to run straight. I'm really eager to try a topwater frog. I feel like they blow up on it. Maybe tomorrow I'll brave the wind tomorrow. Maybe come out here and try to throw a topwater frog or something crazy. See if they'll blow up on it. Catch a 5-pounder in the skedaddle before it gets too windy. But we'll see how the wind is tomorrow afternoon. I'll see if we can't do a better job today of getting this lure inside that pipe up there. kind of shallow back here, but so you can't catch one in this pipe. Oh, there's one. Fish on. There's always one around this pipe. Get out, stay out of the pads. Try to keep my rod up, keep him out of the weed line here, but it's like he's. I have to pull him right off the lily pad. Hang on a second. My line's still attached to the lily pad. It's not like when I was in Florida and I had to watch out for gators. I couldn't stick my hand in the water too often. Not around here though. Nice little beautiful largemouth. I'll show you guys this pipe I caught it out of. They're right up inside that pipe and he grabbed a hold of it. All right, guys. Stand by, I gotta check a text message real quick. All right, guys, I'm back. So now we're gonna check the knot, or check the line, make sure it's not too frayed. I think we're gonna go ahead and retie. There's a little portion down here that's pretty messy. It's not as smooth as it should be. So we're gonna cut and retie. Didn't hurt to retie your bait every so often. Check your line, make sure it's not too messed up. Okay. Just that there's a little bit right there by the knot was pretty frayed up. So take the little bit of line and save it so it don't go in the water. So go ahead and tie a new knot here. So I'll use this moment to show you guys how I rig my swim bait up, or how I get it up onto the jig head. Like I said, it's made by Z-Man, which is real elastic material. Got a little bass. Got a little bass taste in them. All right. Make sure that's good. Cut off the tag end to keep my snips on my life jacket. It's pretty darn convenient. Okay. All right. Just take my jig head. I mean, a lot of guys, some people, like if you want to know where your swim bait hook's gonna come out, just kind of put it right next to it and you can see where it's gonna come out at. Some guys mark it, but after a while of doing it, you can just, pretty much just put it right in there first time. Like I said, it's paramount to make sure your swim bait's on there straight so it doesn't deviate when it's running back to you. Just keep it as straight as you can. Pop it through, push it down. Now with the Z-Man bait, they have a little pin on the shank of their jig heads. So if it's elastic, you can actually push up, and then when it recoils back, it'll grab hold of that pin and keep it up against the jig head. But just want to make sure it's as straight as you can get it onto that jig head so it runs true and straight. See the other one up there lurking around. But you also can check in the water and make sure it's running straight. It's pretty darn shallow back here. But we'll turn back around here after a few more casts and head back out to the main, from the main water, fish that point again, and head down the other side. All right, one more cast. Let me turn around. That was good. Right up in there. All right. All right, guys, they've come near. Make sure you double tap that screen for me, please. We'll go and just paddle out here. It's not too windy right here. We'll just paddle. Oh, shoot. How about time for me to charge my battery? Oh, shoot. to the other side of the loop. Motoring up the river, or up the lake rather. Almost there. We'll get back at it. Make some more casts, catch some more fish. we're at about. Are we to an hour and a half yet? Not quite. Hey Erickson, thanks for coming in. Hey Claire. Clary. I'm saying that right? That's Clary with no H. I always think it says Charlie, but I think you said it's Clary with no H. Hi Erickson, thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and kill the motor and make some casts. Catch some bass. We're gonna try to go for at least another hour or so today, so we'll see how long it takes us to work down this other bank. I like to go around the lake, just basically around the whole lake mostly, and then come back down to one side that I've had the most luck on over the years. But it could be a big one sitting wherever though. Make sure my bait's running true. Alrighty. Hello all. Hey John, thanks for coming in, buddy. How's everyone's day going? Got a few bass so far. I don't think we're going to surpass yesterday's number. Yesterday we caught 11 or 12, mostly smaller ones. So, caught a few small to average ones today. Hopefully they'll hook into a 3-pounder or something. Do you like the reel you're using now? Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I bought one today. I bought a second one today. They got them on sale at Bass Pro Shop, and I did the reel trade in. So I brought in a reel to give to them for their cause, and then I got depending on what the price of the reel is how much you get off. So I got it was on sale. I got 20 bucks extra off of this reel today. So I picked it up. So this one, the one I got today, are both 8.31 gear ratio, so pretty fast. And they only weigh like 6 ounces or so, 6 point, some odd ounces. So they're real lightweight. So, and they look cool too. My PB, hey fishing is him. My biggest bass, if you're asking, is 8 pounds. That's what I'm fishing for today. I'm fishing for a largemouth bass. The biggest bass is about 8 pounds. Caught on a broken rod. Only fish I caught the whole day. I got my jig caught in a tree. Trying to pop it out, I broke the rod tip. I retied and kept fishing. Tossed my jig and pig next to this big old down tree in the water on this point, and the 8-pounder thumped it. So, needless to say, I'm glad I retied and kept fishing. Oh, there's a fish. Fish on. Fish on. Ah, another smallie. No, just a. Use all my strength on that one. This might be the smallest one of the year. Still a beautiful fish. So glad it bit. Let's get him back in the water. See there, buddy. Fish on. A fish is a fish. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. Hey, Tiara, thanks for coming in. Hello. No, I was driving all day today. Okay, where were you driving to, John? If you don't mind saying. Man, I caught like 15, 16 small bass. It's about time for a decent one, huh? I keep talking about these 5 and 6 pounders in here, and I'm catching 5 and 6 ounces. Although that one live, I did catch a 5 pounder, just about 5 pounds. Maybe an ounce or two shy. Ciao. Hey, thanks for coming in from Italy for work to nurseries, buying trees and shrubs. Okay. So you're an arborist? Is that the right terminology? I'm not throwing you asked me, I'm throwing a Texas rig. This is just a paddle-tail swim bait. I got it rigged up with a jig head, so not quite a Texas rig. Guess I'll reiterate, tomorrow is going to be a big old storm coming in here in this area, and they're talking about sustainable winds, 20 to 30, gusting upwards of 50, 60 miles an hour. And once the storm gets here tomorrow night, they're going to be up to like 70 miles an hour. So it's going to be pretty gnarly. Possible tornadoes and all kinds of stuff. So needless to say, I may not be fishing tomorrow, but we'll see. I've been meaning to try out my new rain jacket for a week now. It's supposed to rain Saturday too. Maybe I'll come out Saturday and try my rain jacket out. If it's gonna rain a little bit. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen for me, please. Much appreciated. All right, Milano, okay. My dad was catching those red-eye bass yesterday. Okay. I was down in Alabama. Was he catching the Warrior or the Cahaba? Or maybe the Coosa bass, red-eye? There's 2 red-eye bass. They're endemic to Alabama, so you only can catch them in Alabama only. That's the Cahaba bass and the Warrior bass. So last May I went down to Alabama. I was catching the Warrior bass out of a creek. Yeah, there's actually 7 different red-eye species. 2 you only can find in Alabama, and 2 you can only find in Georgia. And the ones in Georgia are the Altamaha and the Bartram's bass. But there's also, so that's 4. Other 3 are the Coosa red-eye, and the Chattahoochee red-eye, and then there's one more. I have to think about it. In Nebraska, we're supposed to get snow all day. Yeah, that's probably the same storm that's coming here. So, no idea. Just looked at the photos. I don't know them like that. Those red eyes, the Warrior bass I caught, they have really pretty bluish, tint on their gill plate. So, if I could show pictures on it, I'll show you guys a picture of it. But Yeah, so you got the Cahaba, you got the Warrior, you got the Chattahoochee, you got the Bartrams, the Ultima, the Coosa, and what the heck is the other one? I don't know, but also, I'll think about it. Hang on. Do you do any hunting? No, I don't hunt at all. If it wasn't for all the fishing, I'd probably hunt. A lot of my buddies like to deer hunt and stuff and duck hunt, but I just never got into it. Too busy fishing. So. Oh, and then the 7th red-eye bass is a Tallapoosa bass. So I plan on, catching all the species, doing the whole slam. There's, so there's 7 red-eye. You got the shoal bass, you got the Swanee bass, the Florida bass, the Alabama spotted bass, the Florida strain largemouth, the northern largemouth, the Guadalupe bass. There's 3 different types of smallmouth. You got the Neosho, the Wachita, but you're too smart with your fish. You should waterfowl hunt like it more than fishing. Yeah, I got buddies who go out in the blind and stuff, and they duck hunt and they goose hunt and all that. But maybe I'll give it a whirl. I had a bow at one time to do some deer hunting, but I never went out. I sold it actually. But yeah, my plan is to I got it all mapped out, because there's like 10 species of bass in Georgia. So I was gonna, back in February, I was catching Swanee bass. You can see those in my shorts on my channel. I was catching Swanee bass. They're a smaller species of bass, but they're real dark, almost like a black smallmouth or something. They're real small. They're super dark. I think the biggest one I ever caught was under 3 pounds or something. But also on one of my shorts, I have a video of a shoal bass. I was catching shoal bass there too. And those species you only can find in the panhandle of Florida and a few rivers, and then right inside Georgia, there's a couple rivers that house them. But the Guadalupe bass is over there in Texas. Around here, we just have the spotted bass, or the Kentucky spot, smallmouth and largemouth, northern strain largemouth. But one day I'll probably plan out a trip to go try to catch all the species. There's like 18 of them, so. I'll catch a catfish, or I'll catch a marlin. I'm in the wrong kind of water for that. Maybe one day I'll catch one in the ocean. Please catch a fish, that would be sick. I'm trying. You have a reason to get waders? Oh, I already got waders. I don't need to go duck hunting for waders. I got waders, from years ago, and I used to wade out in the water to fish. He just caught one. Oh, thanks, CR. Hello, watching from New Orleans. Hey, Pete, thanks for coming in. How was your Mardi Gras down there? Did you do anything for the festivities? Do you red fish? No, I don't fish for a red drum. We don't have nothing having those up here. We got black drum, but no red drums or red fish. He only bluefish. 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish. It was awesome. Good to hear. one of the problems about fishing down in different states, they got different, costs and prices for all the fishing license. I know when I was in Alabama last year, I had to buy a 7-day license for like 35 bucks or something. I am from Pakistan City. Oh, nice. Thanks for coming in. I feel like I'm talking too much, not fishing enough. That's okay. I like to interact with people. I like to put all my knowledge out there. Whatever amount I have. One-year residential fishing license, 18 bucks in Louisiana. Okay. Here in Illinois, it's 15. Missouri is 13. Missouri's out of state. They raised it to 53 this year. So, but usually every year, I buy 3 licenses. At least every year, I buy Missouri, Illinois, and then I buy Florida's license for the year. 65 and up. That's cool. I know Missouri, if you're older than 65, you fish for free. So that's great. Illinois, if you're 65 or older, the license gets cut in half, so it's like $7.50, I think. But yeah, man, every state's different, so for the residential and their non-resident license and costs. So, I was looking into it recently, trying to figure how much it would cost me in license just to go around and catch all the species of bass. Yeah, I go through like 6-7 different states. Hello from Argentina. Awesome. Thanks for coming in. I can barely see your name, buddy. Ferreira, I think. Sorry if I butchered that. Thanks for coming in. Also along with the red-eye bass thing, they're real pretty fish, the red-eye species. They don't get very big, unfortunately. You catch one like 10 inches or something, that's 10, 11 inches, that's considered a big red-eye. So, yeah, so they don't get very big, but they're real pretty fish. They're almost compared to like a brook trout. They don't get very big, but they're awful pretty fish. The other problem is the red-eye species, they'll hybridize with other species of bass, like mainly the Alabama spot bass. It'll breed with the red-eye species, so you'll get a lot of fish that you catch aren't exactly pure strains. So it's kind of a downer. Some swim bait. That sounds like a fun time, going and catching all the fish in all states. Hell yeah. So that's gonna be my plan. So at some time I have to go through, probably catch the species I can around here, then go down to Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, catch those smallmouth and Guadalupe species. Then go over to Alabama, catch those 2 species, over to Georgia, catch those 4 species or whatever's over there, and then catch the 3 species in Florida. So, do you know if you're fishing on the Missouri River in between Nebraska and Iowa, if you have to fishing? Oh, I'm not sure. Now I know South Carolina and Georgia, I think, or South Carolina and another state, they recognize each other's licenses if you have one or the other. If you're fishing a body of water that that crosses over state lines. I don't think every state does that, but some do that. So I would just probably contact your local DNR office and ask them, just to be on the safe side. But put these sunnies on my head so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Let's try over here, see what happens. Brother, who has always wanted to. I appreciate the monkey finesse. I appreciate those kind words. Years ago, you had to drive around and find a sporting goods store to buy a temp license. Easy online now. We ran to the stop right here. Busy watching the screen. All right. Happy fishing. Thanks, RIR. I think that's what your name says, but thanks for coming in, buddy. Easy online now. Oh, yeah. I still buy my Illinois license at a sporting goods store or Walmart or whatever. But I buy my Florida and my Missouri license online. So, one thing Illinois does that's great is they have a special material, almost like a super smooth material that they have their fishing license on. So it's basically waterproof, I guess. I think Florida used to do that a couple of years ago, but then they stopped. Now it's just a paper application. Same thing for Missouri. So, but I guess if you buy it online, though, it doesn't really make a difference. You got to store it on your phone. I know a lot of states have a special app for their DNR, so you can just keep all your licenses stored online, I guess. I guess if your phone dies, I don't know what you'd have to do. I guess you'd have to just have them look up your name and address or something. I don't know. But every state's different. So, like I said, some states are raising their prices this year. And Missouri did, Tennessee did. I was going to fish in Tennessee last month on my way home from Florida, but I got to the lake to buy my license and they doubled the price for 3 days. It was like $40 for 3 days of fishing. I was going to be there for 1 day. battery charger here. Yeah. You gotta keep it in a plastic bag so you don't get wet when I'm paddling around. Alrighty, let's get this cord in here. There we go. Alright, now we're charging. How's fishing? Oh, happy fishing. Okay, thank you. Let's see who this messy. Carry man fishing. Howdy. How's your day going, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Re-rig the swim bait, I guess. It's only about my other swim bait though. I don't have to keep messing with the rigging. Good man, I got to get out and fish this morning. Caught a bass, 8 bass in an hour. Not too shabby. Oh, nice. It's outstanding. I was out here for a couple hours yesterday and I caught about 11 or 12. No size to them, unfortunately, but we came out here and tried. 8 bass in an hour is a good day. I guess any day is good when you're on the water. A beautiful day like today and how it's been the last couple of days. Get a little vitamin D. Shaking off that seasonal depression or the cabin fever. Let's see if there's anything around these trees here. Boarded about 8 inches for a 5. Oh, nice. Where are you at in the world? I'm in Oklahoma. I'm in Illinois right now. I go back and forth, Illinois, Missouri, back and forth between those 2 states. Let's see here. Guess you caught a handful of 15, 16 inches, huh? That's a good 3-pounders. There's one fish on. bass, but we'll take it for sure. Nice catch, thank you. Right on. I'm in the Missouri in May for the All-American Kayak Classic on Truman Lake. Okay, sweet. I figured it might have been a kayak tournament fisherman if you're talking about boarding your bass for 80 inches. I keep one in my live well, or not my live well, down here inside my kayak. I keep my my board, but I take it out every once in a while. But good luck at your kayak tournament. Thinking about taking a trip down to Table Rock or somewhere down there sometime soon to fish. Try to catch all 3 species in the day. But I almost went down and fished the Ozarks last couple years in October. They have that big bass kayak tournament down there. Eco Fishing Shop puts on. Maybe this year. Thanks, man. Table Rock is awesome. Ever Hearts puts on this tourney. Okay. I was down in Florida a couple Januaries ago, and in the week I left a week prior to the KBF tournament down there, and in Polk County down there by just north of Okeechobee. Oh man, that was a good fish, or a good bite anyway. But that tournament, they had like 7 or 10 different lakes you could fish at for that kayak tournament for some reason. They had a whole list of them. I think I counted there was 10 of them or something you could choose to fish at for that tournament, the KBF one. Just can't seem to get myself to pay the entry fee for it. Maybe when I start making money on YouTube, maybe one day I can put that money towards a tournament fee, towards an entry fee. Oh, that's a good fish. Fish. Oh man, that was a decent one. Done threw my hook out. No, that wasn't that big. Tell you what, they're smacking the swim bait. I love those kind of tourneys. We call them road runners here in Oklahoma. What bait is that, Bubba? So this is just a little Z-Man, a Z-Man 5-inch diesel minnow. That's a 1/5 ounce jig head that a Z-Man makes. So you're probably familiar with Z-Man, how durable it is and stuff. But the only downside to the kind of plastic that they use and other companies use is like it's hard to, if you put the hook point away, sometimes it doesn't want to come out correctly to to pin the fish. Other than that, they're buoyant, so they'll come up off the bottom and float. Tail up, claws up, or whatever, and obviously you get your money's worth too. I've been throwing a Berkeley coal shad out here. It's a lot bigger bait, and small ones will still grab it. And that big old treble hook that hangs off the belly of it just snags the pads all up. You probably know what a coal shad is. Let me pull one out I got in here. This is like the only, I don't have the one color I like to use mostly. Most I like to use the gizzard shad, but this is called a hitch color. But this is what I usually use out here, is a big old coal shad. But like I said, this this big old treble hook that hangs down, like it goes inside the slit here, and it gets pinned to the belly until it pops free. It's a big old treble though. It says a big old, there's a slot right here that goes into, and this pin holds it in while I was running through the water. It's got some eyes on it and whatever. This is a 6-inch. They make a bigger one, a lot bigger one. It's like 8-inch or something, I think, but that's the hitch color. I usually just use the high definition gizzard shad. Yes, sir. Amazing. Thanks, Kevin. And then the new company I've been fishing with is Nikko, Nikko. Nikko, they're out of Japan, but they make some realistic craws. You can see that or not, but and then Helgramites, some realistic Helgramites. I use these on the river all the time to catch smallmouth. Anyway, see if we can't catch one. So we're gonna shoot. Yesterday I fished for 2 hours. We're gonna shoot probably for 2.5 today. We're almost at the end of this bank. We'll head back up and come down the other side. Come down the side that I usually have the most luck on. We're catching a fairly big one. We're getting kind of close to the bank. Fish on. There's one. Another small one. Man, these fish are making me a liar, man. I promise you, there's 3, 4, 5 pounders in here. It's not like, the big girls are on the bed or anything. It's still early. So I've been dabbling with hover rigs lately. Okay. Do you cast Echo the 6-inch glitch? So do you have a live scope on your kayak? I was looking into the hover rigs myself, but I was also looking into some of those crazy Japanese baits that Raid makes and G-Crack. Another one too, I forgot what the name was. I was looking into. They have those crazy like balls or whatever with like the silicone spikes. They have all those pressured lakes over there in Japan, Lake Biwa and where that, you know, that big bass that was caught, that tied the world record was caught over there. And like the Asian carp here are invasive. The largemouth bass in Japan are considered invasive. Just second D sonar. Okay, fair enough. I've also heard of strolling. Isn't hovering and strolling the same thing? They have like a special jig head and all that. We're gonna skip this bank so my buddy can fish on it. I don't wanna, because he comes out here in the evening and fishes off his bank, so I don't want to ruin that. He sees Christmas trees in front of his property, so that he can pull crappie and stuff off of it. We're gonna come over here and fish and let him have the rest of this bank. Fish along these rocks. I'm gonna fish this bank later on when we get done. Yeah, I've been using a rolling jig head by Queen Tackle. Are they the ones that are based in Missouri or something, the Queen Tackle? Or no, maybe it's Ozark Tackle or something I'm thinking of. They had a couple of those, you know, special jig heads or a special worm or something. There's one. Pull him out of the water on the hook set. I will reiterate that 2 or 3 lives ago I caught a 5-pounder out of here. So you'll still be able to see it on the thumbnail if you want to check it out. I'm telling you that I don't know where all the good sized bass are at. That was like number 7 or something, 8 out here I caught. They're all, no, there's one. Fish on. Back-to-back cast. Let's go. This one feels a little bit better. It's basically a hog compared to the other ones. Not really, I guess. But definitely eating up. You see, a little butter ball. Eating up on the shad. Got a little belly on him, a little butter ball. See ya. Take my shades off. You're in a honey hole. Oh man. Some days I'm out here, I'll catch 18 or 20 of them. 12 or so. But there's always a couple of 3, 4, 5-pounders mixed in. I don't think these bass are even breaking a pound, some of them. We'll eventually run eventually run this bait past a good one and I'll latch on. But if I can find my scent, I'll put some on. Most time after I catch a bass, I'll put a little chapstick scent on there, a little shad scent. I figure it stays on there a lot better than spray or something. Just by the tour up, it won't hold. Oh man, that was another bite. Didn't get a hold of it though. See how long we've been going for? A couple hours now. Yeah, we're gonna touch that 2.5 hour mark I think today. Oop. Fish on. Fish on. Oh, it's like some meat with a side of salad. Side of salad with my meat. Alright. One day all these bass are gonna grow up and be a bunch of nice 3-pounders in here. You gotta make it to 2 pounds first. Heck, someone gotta make it to a pound before they do think about that. Oh man, we're having fun though. We're having a good time. Oh, I lost my scent for a second. I think it floats, so that's good. I'm thinking about buying some of those those crazy looking Japanese baits. Like I said, it's like balls with like silicone spikes in them. I think a pack of 3 of them are like $10 or something. So that's pretty expensive, but I think a lot of guys, you know, use like a wacky rig hook to put inside the ball. You know, so it's like made out of the same elastic, you know, plastic, so they float and they're real durable. So again, as long as you don't lose them, you can get your money's worth out of it. And it definitely gives the bass something that they've never seen before. There's a lake here. There's a lake nearby here that's like, it's a sand pit lake, so it's super duper clear. So I may try to buy some of those and take them out there. Maybe put on a Carolina rig and let it kind of go down and float up or something off the bottom. They'll definitely give a bass something they've never seen before. That's the thing about bass fishing, you know. It's either you give them something that's crazy off the wall that they've never even seen before, never thought about, or something that's super realistic, hyper realistic bait. pretty froggy back here. Couple more casts and we'll head back out to the main water. Just got a pack of TRDs and some live rubber skirts. Okay. Are you gonna try to make your own baits with that? I know some of those Japanese companies that have those. It's almost like a stick worm, but like a teeny tiny tail off the back of it, and they have silicone skirts, you know, parts coming out of it. Well, heck, man, you get a couple of those going. You know, you have to send me one or two. Sounds like a neat project. You're taking like a toothpick or something and trying to get the silicone in there with the toothpick. I know those, heck yeah, man, that'd be awesome. I know the Z-Man TRD worms are all their, like even like the Finesse worms, I try to Nico rig with them. They're so darn durable, I can't get the nail inside the head of the worm for a Nico rig sometimes. I think they have a special tool now that you can use, and it puts a rattle inside of them too. But, oh, needle? Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yep. That'll be a good bait for sure. Looking forward to hearing back from you about it. Let's go ahead and turn around, Bright Eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Alright. Let's get back out there. Heat the weight. Okay. That makes sense. I'll have to try that. Get a lighter out next time. I appreciate the tip. Hey, yo! What's up, Goose Nation? Honk honk. I caught about 8. They were small. All pretty small though.
Are they?
Yeah.
Have you got a temperature gauge?
No, but it's gotta be in the 50s now, you'd think, right?
Well, I tell you, with the 80s during the day
right.
and 50s at night.
Exactly, yeah.
It's coming up quick.
Right, whatever it goes up to, it's got to sustain at nighttime because it's not dropping below that, you know?
Right.
So. Yeah, they got to be getting towards the, you know, but it's going to be a cool front coming in, so we'll see. Got a big storm coming in tomorrow night.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's going to be super, super windy tomorrow.
Yeah, it's supposed to get really windy.
Yes, I have to tie my kayak down pretty good, I guess, but...
Big time.
Oh, yeah. Not much. About to go fish. That okay. What are you gonna fish for? Or better yet, use panhead screws. Okay. Okay. I have a vid on my channel. Okay. I'll check it out, buddy. Thanks for the tip. All right. Where we at time wise? An hour 35 or 135 minutes. Feeling pretty good today. We'll go up to the back and float back down. See what we can catch. So I can see my bait on the screen there, huh? Don't tell anybody, it's top secret. Oh shit. I may fish crappie too, but I don't know. All right. Bass. Maybe a good time for a crappie. I'm not sure where you're from, but it's been pretty nice around here in the Midwest. Fix my bait while we're motoring around. Do you mainly go for Canadian geese, or do you go try for snow or speckled belly? Put it back on my ugly mug. I was talking to my friend. What did you say? Oh, I was just asking if you mainly hunt for Canadian geese or if you do snow goose and speckled belly. No specs. Back here, we're going to fish down this other side. Try and find the edge of the pads, excuse me, and fish along the edge of the pads. Fish right around the entrance of the canal. Excuse me. I don't hunt geese. I have been thinking about it. I am mostly a deer hunter. Okay. Fair enough. mean, I know a little bit about hunting and stuff like that, but I don't ever do it. Too busy fishing. Too busy fishing to be hunting. Although I need to get me a tag this year just so I can fill the freezer. Give me a little dough or something. Fill that freezer up. Okay. We'll just start right here. Right on down this bank here. Fish on. First cast back here, and there got ourselves a bass. It looks, oh man, this one is pretty darn pale. Must just decide to move up here on this flat today, because he's paler than a ghost on Halloween. See ya. I respect my geese until they try to steal my fish. They pull the shotgun. Oh man, I'm sure DNR loves that. That's funny. I'll tell you a story. My buddy was crappie fishing in his boat, and he was hammering. He was catching them left and right, so he just unhooked them and tossed them in the back of his boat, and eventually turned around. All of his crappie were gone. What was happening when he was throwing his crappie back to the back of his boat, a big owl was coming out of the, either an owl or an eagle or something was coming out of the tree, coming down and grabbing his crappie out of the back of his boat. All right, so today I have a 6/8 Johnny Morris Signature Series rod. This is a medium action, and this is a Bass Pro Shop Carbon Light reel. This is the new tech one. I guess it's in a gray color, not a white one. Most of the carbon lights are white at Bass Pro, but this is 8.3 to 1 gear ratio. This is 15-pound fluorocarbon, and I'm using a San Diego Jam knot most of the time. Sometimes a double Palomar, but yep. So this is my Z-Man paddle tail swim bait, 5-inch. I'm not sure what color this is. Maybe the bad shad color or something. Can't remember. Or maybe smelt. I think is that color. Smelt color. But start fishing. Man, I'm tired of fishing. I'm just kidding. Let's get back out there. Thanks for coming in. Thanks Ronaldo for coming in from Brazil. Caught about 8 or 9 bass today. All about a pound. So nothing to ride home to. Or about. I went over to Bass Pro Shop today and I bought me another one of these reels. These Johnny Morris Carbon Lights. Did the reel trade in, so I got like extra 20 bucks off of it on top of the sale price. So wasn't too bad. But if I'm throwing my bigger swim bait, I'll switch to my medium heavy rod and throw that around. Just because it's such a heavy swim bait, so I need a little more backbone to get it out there. And it's got a big old treble hook attached to it, so gotta try to get that beefy hook, buried in the bass. Then for my spinning setup, I use like a 6/6 medium action rod with a little Daiwa, well either 2,000 or 1,000 size, depending on what I'm doing, Daiwa reel. When I was younger, my bread and butter was a 7-foot medium heavy for everything. And now I use a little bit shorter rod. I've come to like the medium action a little bit more than I like the medium heavy. It's best for lighter lures like this. Has a little more give to it, so I can really, you know, it loads up on the back half, really gets the bait, you know, flung out there when with the medium action rods. But sometimes, you know, if your bait's heavy or you're throwing something with a brush guard like a jig, you got to have that medium action rod, a little more of a backbone. I don't really have any rods, any crankbait rod with that parabolic bend to it, you know, but yeah. Sometimes I use monofilament line sometimes. This might be a 14-pound monofilament. It's just a cheaper option, but I do have a lot of fluorocarbon. I'll run a 8 or 10-pound lead of fluorocarbon on my spinning setup. Sometimes I'll throw a 15-pound on probably my new bait caster I bought today. I'll probably spooled up a 15-pound fluoro. And I use braided line just on occasion. If I go straight braid on my bait caster, I'm probably fishing some heavy stuff. Or I'm fishing probably a frog through some heavy grass. A lot of guys use fluorocarbon. Monofilament's good, just like braid for like a topwater bite. It tends to float more. But mono has stretch in it, braid doesn't stretch. So I guess that could help or hurt if you're trying to use the topwater, try and impart that walk the dog action, you know. Yeah, went back here too far. The sun's starting to go down now, but we got like another hour at least. So I think it ain't take too long to get down this side. Fishing the edge of the pads right now, so. How's it going? Hey JR, pretty good. How are you? Caught about 8 or 9 bass today, so nothing big, but ciao. All right, Jonathan, I guess you're heading out. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I roll with medium fast for my cranks, medium heavy for worms, heavy for jigs. That sounds like a good I don't think we ever used a heavy rod before. I don't know. I guess I want just a little, well, I don't know. I guess I find a good medium heavy with a little more backbone than anything else, I guess. I don't use heavy action rods, you know, ever really. Well, I guess I was big on flipping grass. I'd have a heavy or extra heavy rod probably, but the only thing I really use is either a big swim bait or a jig and pig. I need, you know, maybe a little more backbone for. Definitely not a bad idea to have a heavy action rod for stuff like that, for, you know, for a jig or. Lots of brush piles down here. Okay. Where's here at? Are you down in the south? Or maybe you said Oklahoma. I don't remember, I'm sorry. Okay, so it is Oklahoma. All right, cool. Isn't Lake Eufaula there? I can't remember what lake's there. That's pretty popular. I thought it was Eufaula, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, Grand Lake. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Grand. Actually, I might fish Oklahoma one of these days. There's I want to say it's the Neosho smallmouth species that can be found around some of those rivers and around the Oklahoma-Arkansas line. There's one, fish on. Oh, big old crappie, let's go. Yellow crappie. Got some salad in there with them. Look at that big old, as they say in Florida, that big old speck. He's going straight into the grease. No, I'm just kidding, I'm throwing back. See you later, buddy. What is he, about 12 inches? See you, buddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Willie Perch perked up. Yep, northeast Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. Well, we're catching them. We are definitely catching them, but I'm waiting for a hook set where my bait don't move for a split second before it takes off. Looks like we're at 2.5 hours. At this rate, we might head out to 3 hours on the live today, which would be great. Circle back around, go inside these pads. Get all the boogers off here. Stretch my legs out a little bit. Let me get back up. The Neosho River leads into Grand Lake, so there's Molly's. Oh man. You got my water, got my mouth water now. Illinois River has big smallies too. Yeah, they have Asian carp too. Unfortunately. I have to look into taking a trip down there, I guess, or over there. We'll see. You have to link up maybe and do some kayak fishing for some smallies. Oh, I ran into a carp. It's close. We'll get down here farther, be caught up in the wind. We'll push this down fairly quickly. We didn't really get to fish too much this area earlier because somebody else was fishing it. You won't regret it. Heck yeah, man. I subbed your channel, and anytime you head this way, hit me up. I sure as heck will, man. I appreciate it. Looking forward to heading out there one day. Thanks for subbing too. I appreciate that. All right, now we're in the wind. Fish on. Oh, boys, that's a big one. There we go. That's what we've been waiting for. Let's go. That's what we've been waiting for, folks. That's what we're looking for. Where are my pliers? There we go. Just a perfect right up her mouth. Perfect. Oh yeah. Let's go. That's gonna be a thumbnail right there, folks. That's gonna be the thumbnail. You think a 3-pounder? All right. I gotta run, brother, but thanks for taking me fishing with you. Thanks for coming along. Look to see you back in here soon. Maybe I'll probably back out here Saturday, probably. Tomorrow's gonna be too bad wind-wise, but in weather. But thanks. Nice bass. Thanks, John. All right, let's get it back in the water. See you later, man. Well, that's what we were waiting for. Thanks everyone for coming in today. Man, I don't know if I want to. I guess we'll keep fishing. That was awesome. Maybe a good spot to end the live, but let's keep fishing. That was a good one. That was definitely a 3-pounder, if not 4. That was a good fish. Between today and yesterday, we probably caught 21 bass or something like that. Took us about 20 smaller ones to catch that nice one just a minute ago. It was worth it. Yes, sir. Hi. Hey, basketball player Dylan. How you doing today, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen for me. Every like's much appreciated. Caught about, I don't know, about 10 bass today, one being over 3 pounds at least. So, one might have gone 4. I don't think it was 5 though. It was a nice bass. Oh man, that was a fish. Must not have been very big. It didn't grab hold of it. Either I bumped into a darn carp. Plenty of carp out here. So, I probably ran into darn lily pad or something. There's one. Fish on. Fish on. Not too bad. Another small one for the day, but that's number 12, I think, or number 11 rather. We're tearing up, folks, tearing them up. It is that time of the day too, twilight, getting close to dusk. We're having a ball. We're having a ball, y'all. Fishing with Kedra, watching from Mississippi. Thanks for coming in. How's the weather down there? Has it gotten hot yet? Down there in the south? This has been right around 80 degrees every day today, or this past few days. Anyhow. "78 degrees today." That's about the same temperature as it is here in Illinois. 78. It was right at 80 degrees yesterday. 80. It's been like 75, 76 the past couple of days, if not a little bit warmer. 78, 80. Definitely warm. Then there's a big storm coming in tomorrow. Then the temperature going to drop a little bit on Saturday. Then it's going to drop Sunday, Monday, I believe. So man, I love spring. Coming out after the bitter cold of the winter and catching some big old fish, enjoying some beautiful weather. Can't get any better than that. Maybe, but I don't know. Same here, yes, rain tomorrow. There's gonna be a big old bad storm coming out of the west tomorrow. We're gonna have like 50, 60 mile per hour winds, possible tornadoes. It's gonna be a bad one for sure. But we're gonna stay safe. Probably stay off the water tomorrow. As much as I like to be out here fishing while that big front's coming in, it's probably best if I stay home tomorrow. But who knows, I may come out for fish on, another fish. Number 12, I think. Come here. We'll boat flip you. Stick my rod in the water. All right. Numero 12. I guess that would be 10, 8, 12, I think. I'm not that good at Spanish. Nueve, 10, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Something like that. Got my sweet fishing shirt on today too. Butter my bait up, I guess, for the end of the day. Looks like we're gonna be find my darn bait. Chapsticker. I need to charge my battery pack up tonight too, I guess. I guess I probably need to charge my kayak battery too. I need to charge all my batteries probably tonight. Well, thanks everyone for coming in today. I really appreciate you guys coming in and watching, whether it be for a minute or you've been here the whole time, all 3 hours. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys to double tap that screen for me too. All the likes are much appreciated. Like what you see, maybe think about subbing to my channel. Most days I'm in my kayak, fishing for largemouth bass. Sometimes I deviate and I fish from the bank, depending on the time of year, what I'm doing, but most of the time you can find me in my kayak, fishing for bass. It could be largemouth or smallmouth. Re-rig this bait maybe. It's falling apart on me. If you guys have any questions or anything, go ahead and shoot them down in the chat, and I'll answer them when I can and to the best of my knowledge. If I don't know the answer to your question, I'll do some research after I get off the live and have an answer for you later. I know my stuff, but I don't know everything, so I ain't gonna claim to know everything either. Always learning. Stuff's always changing in the bass world. Hey, thanks for coming in all the way from South Africa. Glad I found this channel refreshing. Well, thanks for the compliment. Appreciate that. Good fish. Fish on. This is a big one. A big one. I think this might be 8 pounds. Oh my gosh. Dude, this is a huge fish. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is a giant. This is an absolute giant, folks. Oh, Lord. This is a giant. I don't, this is a 7-pounder probably. Oh my gosh. Seven. I'm shaking. 7.04. It's a 7-pounder, folks. That's 7 pounds. Lord. Oh, that's a 7-pounder. Look at that, guys. 7 pounds. I mean, this is a big old bass. Oh my gosh. Let's weigh it again, but this is a 7-pounder, folks. Come on. I'm gonna have to hop off here, everybody, so I can take a couple of pictures of this bad boy. Thanks for coming in. Hope you guys had a great, I'm excited. Hope you guys have a good day, a great night. Thanks for coming in. I'll be back on a Saturday. Thank you and be safe. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.